And once again, we welcome you back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium here on the K-Hawk Sports Network. Got to readjust my volumes here. I'm a little bit louder than Zach is. I think we got it all right. All right, so we are halfway through the day as we enter game number 5, and this one will feature Rockford East and the E-Rabs taking on the Crusaders of Althoff High School. My name is Todd Duke. Matt Clark, who just did a bang-up job on the play-by-play of the last game between Lincoln and Granite City, will join us on the other microphone as the color commentator of this game. And the next game between Collinsville and Oakville, myself and Dr. Chris McCluskey will be back with you. We'll finish up the night, Triad and Collierville, Tennessee. Myself and Zach Roseman will have that call. And then the final game of the night features Quincy against Alton. And once again, Zach Roseman and Matt Clark will take turns doing the play-by-play and the color commentating on that last game. Let's get you caught up in case you missed it. O'Fallon, they won their first game, the first game of this day over Mundelein, 62-51. And then MacArthur, the defending champions of this tournament, down Madison 67-39. Game number 3 saw Belleville East over McClure North 49-40. And the game that you just heard, Lincoln defeated Granite City 52-43. So quarterfinals are set on the winner's bracket and the consolation bracket for the first 2 games of tomorrow. So game number 1 tomorrow for us will feature a rematch of last year's championship battle between O'Fallon and MacArthur. And then game number 2 will have Belleville East versus Lincoln. We will figure out games 3 and 4 tomorrow as we go along on the consolation side in the auxiliary gym at 10 o'clock in the morning that you can find on the K-Hawk Athletics YouTube channel. You'll find Mundelein and Madison will hook up at 10 a.m. and then at 11:30 McClure North and Granite City. So, Mr. Matt Clark, this is now your first rodeo in this tournament. You were here as a player, but now you're here on the broadcasting side. What do you think?
Oh yeah, it's been fantastic. Being able to do 2 games in the morning session, I guess, and 2 games in the evening session is really fun. And listen, playing in this tournament is an amazing honor, especially being the home team and being able to play. And you know, we did a good job, finished 3rd. It was a fun season. That tournament really helped us turn a corner into what we did, which helped us win the regional. But I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't, you know, I believe it was a little bit easier to watch this than playing it because, you know, 4 games in 3 days, it's not easy, and that gauntlet that is day number 2 at the tournament will never be easy, and it takes good, complete, and strong games, especially with a great field like this tournament has, to win those kind of games. The other thing I wanted to ask you really fast, you've watched these 4 games. Who do you think has been the most impressive out of the 4 winners or the 4 losers? Who do you think has impressed you the most?
Right now, MacArthur. They're the defending champs for a reason, and they looked really good in their first game. That should be a whale of a game tomorrow between MacArthur and O'Fallon, just like it was the championship game of last year. That was a fun game to do.
Yeah, I don't think O'Fallon forgot about how that game ended, especially the fact that they had a big lead in that game. So we'll have to see if they're able to exert revenge.
Yeah. All right, so let's get you ready for this one. The Althoff Crusaders, they come in at 5-6 under their head coach of 25 years, Greg Lieb, who comes into this game with a record of 400 wins and 299 losses. He picked up win number 400 back on December the 10th, a 83-38 win over SIUE Charter. And, well, obviously 1 loss away from being at 300 losses as well. So congratulations to Coach Lieb, and we wish him luck as he moves along. Rockford East, the E-Rabs come in at 5-6, somewhat surprisingly. They got into a little bit of trouble earlier this year, in case no one remembers that or heard about that. A little fight with East St. Louis, and I believe they suspended, I want to say, 4 guys off of that team for like 5 or 6 games. And
that sounds about right.
Their record has suffered because of it. They're 5-6 under Roy Sackmaster. Under his 18th year as the head coach, he comes in with 251 wins and 256 losses. I think Mr. Sackmaster missed his calling. He should have been a football head coach, right?
Yeah, we always think about that. I've always thought Sackmaster, the perfect name.
Yeah.
And he kind of looks like he could be a D lineman head coach. But, hey, he's done a very good job at Rockford East and turned around a program that wasn't very good before he got there.
Yep. All right, so Althoff, this is their 20th year in this tournament. They are 43-28, and they won this tournament twice. The first time in 2008, and then in 2015 with the help of Jordan Goodwin, who is now in the NBA. 5th year, for Rockford East in this tournament. They are 6-5, no titles, and last year they had the consolation championship or 9th place. So that's where we stand right now. Here are the starters for this game. We'll begin with Rockford East. They will trot out onto the floor Antonio Lewis, a 6'3" senior. J.T. Samuels will follow, a 6'1" junior. Amajon Curtis Morris, a 5'6" senior. Matthew Horde, a 6'6" senior. And Carl Harris, a 6'7" senior. I remember Harris from last year's teams. Here are your starters for Althoff. They'll put on the floor Earl Liverpool. He is a 5'8" junior. Lucius Dones is a 5'10" senior. Jordan Lewis, a 5'10" senior. Alex Johnson, a 6'1" freshman, getting the start here in this tournament. And Patton Lieb, the son of head coach Greg Lieb. Patton stands at 6'3", and he is a sophomore. So, Mr. Matt Clark, a freshman and a sophomore starting in your first game in a tournament.
Well, the reason why that freshman is starting, star player Taylor Powell is in street clothes for the Althoff Crusaders tonight. That is a huge loss for them. Not sure if he's injured, not sure if he's ineligible to play, but I was thinking
not even on the roster.
Yeah, not even on the roster. So Taylor Powell might just be sitting this tournament out and watching it from the sidelines. I mean, you talk about a player who's pretty incredible, 20.3 points per game coming into this tournament. That's the best average since anyone on Althoff, since the Jordan Goodwin. And so that the fact that they don't have them is going to be really rough, and Greg Lieb's going to have to work with some youth here and hopefully keep it close with an ERAB team. Both teams really dealing with some huge lineup changes.
Taylor Powell, 162 points and 71 rebounds, leads his team, but as you mentioned, he's not here. All right, the ERABs from Rockford East are out there in the white uniforms. They'll travel from right to left on your screen as you watch. Althoff, they're in their midnight blue road jerseys, and they will be traveling from left to right as we get underway here, and the tip is won by Althoff, and we are underway. Crusaders bring it up. Dones gets it back out front now for Lewis, and Lewis will hand it off to Liverpool. Liverpool, with a slight crossover dribble, will take it from the top of the key all the way over to the left wing. We're underway here in game number 5 on the first day. Double team trap over there, but getting out of it was the Althoff player, who is Alex Johnson, and then back onto the wing for Lieb. Johnson from the corner on the near side sideline. We'll kick it back out front now for Liverpool. Over on the other side for Lewis. 3-point shot at the horn of the 35-second clock. No good. Rebound belongs to Rockford East. They'll bring it up for the first time on offense. And here is Horde. He'll take a shot. No good. And the rebound belongs to Liverpool for Althoff. He'll bring it up across the timeline. Throw one to the baseline for Lieb. Lieb will take a long trip around like he was doing a U-turn on the highway and turned it into the first 2 points of this game.
Yeah, I got to feel good for Greg Lieb. That's his son right there. He plays football, and someone's going to have to step up for Althoff and Taylor Powell's absence, and so I think it's going to take a team effort for them offensively.
There are the ERABs trailing 2-0, trying to get their first bucket of this game. They'll throw it out to the top of the key for Horde, and now he'll back up toward the midcourt logo. He'll start his drive, kick it out to the outside. Here comes a three from Lewis, and that's good. And that's how the ERABs get their first points of this game, on a 3-point shot from the corner for Antonio Lewis.
Yep, he was 5 for 15 from 3 last season. Rockford East, they shoot the 3-ball well, just like any team is going to get pretty deep in this tournament.
There is Antonio Lewis for Althoff over on the left wing, where he'll give it up now. And a dribble drive, and Lieb, another 3-point try. No good there. First 3-point effort made by Althoff falls just a little bit short. And now the ERAB's back to work. Here is Dones. He can't finish up, but his Carl Harris will. He had to back up to the right side of my roster here. Here comes Althoff. I got them on the bottom. Got to remember that. Althoff trailing by 3. Dribble drive, and that one high off the glass. And Jordan Lewis made that one count when really he didn't have a prayer to get that one in, but it falls in anyway.
And Jordan Lewis is another good scorer. He had 30 points in the game against Madison today. He might assume some of that offensive role. We'll see.
There's a drive by Liverpool. He'll kick it up into the paint and off the glass. Good job for Carl Harris. And Althoff goes back to work down at the other end. No good. Rebound is good. Out to the free throw line. Shot taken there. Misses the mark, does Dones. And now the E-Rabs want to bring the ball back up court. Here is Horde. He'll hand the ball up to Harris, and Harris will hand it right back. Into the perimeter is Lewis, just outside the lane. He'll underhand the ball to Horde, and he'll back up toward that midcourt logo again. Just inside, dumps it off. Thought he was going to shoot it. I think everybody else thought he was going to shoot it too. Instead, a missed shot turns into an Althoff rebound, and the Crusaders and Jordan Lewis bring it back up. Here is Lewis. He'll try to get by everyone, and we're going to have our first foul handed out in this contest.
A good work there by Lewis, getting downhill, forcing himself into a foul. Obviously, he's not the tallest guy. He's at 5'10", but he can force some of those fouls. He's going up against a couple of tall guys on Rockford East, but if he can get to the line and shoot some free throws, that can only help him.
18 for 35 Lewis is from the free throw line this year, and he misses that one. So now 18 of 36, not the best overall percentage you would like at this point of the year. And Lewis will have one more try here. Foul, by the way, that belonged to Curtis Morris. That's his last name, by the way, Curtis Morris, one of those hyphenated last names. And there's a big three from the corner for Alex Johnson, and we are tied at 7.
Yeah, one of the free freshmen playing for Althoff. Obviously, Greg Lee has some faith in him, and that's why taking the three-pointer and tying this game up.
There is Liverpool. He'll pull up just inside the perimeter, take a shot. It's a little short. Rebound belongs to Rockford East. Outside it goes. Dones for 3. That's a little too long. And the rebound belongs to Althoff. They bring it up in the form of Lewis. And into the corner it goes for Curtis Morris. No good on the three-point shot. Rebound belongs to Rockford East. They bring it up in the form of Jonathan Sill. Sill out deep on the right wing. Dribbles his way to the top of the key. And just in the perimeter, he'll throw one underneath the basket. Has to create a little room. Does the shooter Harris, and I think he ran out of room and just totally missed the shot. Back the other way we go with Jordan Lewis. Lewis throws it out over onto the wing, and no room in the baseline there for Liverpool, so he'll bring it back out. And with that right-hand dribble, he'll direct some traffic out there. Out front now for Jordan Lewis. Lewis, top of the key, three-point try. Hits off the right side of the rim and goes out of bounds. That'll draw the whistle, and with 3:16 left here in quarter number 1, we are still knotted at 7.
Yeah, obviously the game that comes to mind for these two teams, last year's Consolation Championship. Rockford East ran the floor on the Althoff there. I believe they won by 20+, and they shot 50% from the field. And Althoff obviously playing a little bit better defense right now, but if they shoot 50% again, it's going to be a problem for Althoff.
Sterling Horde outside to Samuels. He takes a three-point shot, no good, but the rebound is put back up and in by Antonio Lewis. 9-7, Rockford East with the lead. 2:55 left to play here in quarter number 1 of game number 5 of the day. Out to the top it goes to Liverpool. Liverpool gives it up for Dones, or excuse me, that's Lewis. Lewis had that one, I think, bounced off of the tennis shoe. Yeah,
yep.
Thought it bounced off of the shoe there of JT Samuels, and took a minute for the referees to decide which way they wanted to go with it. So Althoff will get to keep. Liverpool will inbound. He'll trigger it underneath of his own basket, just offset to the right. And he'll do so all the way back out at midcourt. That was a battle there because flying up high was one of the E-Rabs, and that's an air ball by Lieb on the three-point try. So a turnover for Althoff, and they'll give the ball back to Rockford East. Back out front we go. Here comes a three-point shot. Top of the key. Nothing but net there for Matthew Horde. And it's 12-7, a 5-point lead all of a sudden for Rockford East.
Yeah, Matthew Horde is a good athletic player, but he's very smooth from three-point range. He's had 20 points in the last 3 games for Rockford East, and he's really a big factor for this E-Rabs team.
Althoff going back to work. Here is Johnson. Johnson gives the ball up to Lee. Back over to the other side it goes for Dones. And now Lewis. Lewis just into the perimeter and kicks it back out for Lieb, and they'll find Liverpool. Liverpool back to Lieb. Lieb uses that strength and backs his way into the zone, but kicks it out, and no good on the shot there for Dones. And here come the E-Rabs. They bring it back up. Here is Horde once again. He'll give it up now for Barry Sneed. That's Tyshawn Barry Sneed, a 6'4" senior.
Suddenly, Rockford East starting to hit some shots. We talked about the 50% they had against Althoff at the Consolation Championship game. Good job there, and they got the rebound on the way. Althoff just can't make a shot right now.
Rebound belongs to the E-Rabs, and they'll bring it back up in the form of Matthew Horde. Horde stays with it over on the right wing, dribbles his way just outside the lane, takes an off-balance shot, no good. Rebound this time falls in the hands of Alex Johnson. They quickly get it up court. Little dipsy doodle, didn't fall for Liverpool, and the next rebound belongs to the E-Rabs. They bring it back up once again, and here is JT Samuels. He has that running layup and gets his team a 10-point lead now. I would expect Coach Lee to call a timeout here at some point.
Yeah, me too, especially because Rockford East are on a 10-0 run right now, but it looks like he's going to let the quarter run out.
Looks like he might. And Liverpool over into the corner. Here comes a three-point try by Johnson. No good. Rebound. That belongs to Rockford East once again. Here's Antonio Lewis. He'll give the ball up to Matthew Horde. Horde, 30 seconds left. 3-second difference in the play clock and the shot clock, so they'll have to get one off before this first quarter comes to a close. They'll fire it over to Sterling Horde, and he has the ball ripped out of his hands. Up to Liverpool. Liverpool with a layup that misses. And it's a rebound by Lewis with 10 seconds left. They get the ball up to the other Horde, and into the corner it goes. Here is Barry Sneed for three, off the rim, won't go. Rebound Althoff. They have a second to get it off, and they won't do it. And that's the way that quarter number one comes to a close, 17-7 in favor of Rockford East. We're back in just a moment on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Harold Square and Cold Harold, two great additions to the Collinsville landscape. Next to the Old Harrow Brewery and Distillery, Harold Square is a new outdoor multi-use event space in Collinsville. Concerts, fun and games, farmer markets, and so much more. Harold Square, a great space for Collinsville's future. And, just off the square's turf, Cold Harold, old-fashioned scooped ice cream gelato, house-made recipes, and premium sourced product. If you're over 21, ask about the good stuff at Cold Harold. Watch Collinsville grow. Harold Square and Cold Harold, two great new additions, only in Collinsville, Illinois.
Hello, everybody. This is Mike Ogle with Ogle Auctions, and we hope you are enjoying tonight's game, and go K-Hawks. Hey, check us out. Every Sunday night, we have an online auction at www.ogleauctions.com. Everything from grandma's china to grandma's motorcycle helmet, it's all here at Ogle Auctions every Sunday night at 7 p.m. Check us out, and we will see you soon.
Todd Duke, Matt Clark back with you from Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium here at Collinsville High School. Glad that you're with us here on the K-Hawk Sports Network, and hope you're enjoying this first day. We're just a little over halfway through day number one. 17-7 after one quarter of play. Rockford East with the lead. Yeah. And the ball.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about Taylor Powell's absence, obviously, for Althoff, but the other thing, obviously the scoring has been lost. They've only scored 7 points, and Powell usually will give you 20 a game, so his absence is being felt there, but also on the rebound department. Rockford East won the rebound battle against Althoff 41-24 last year in the Consolation Championship. They've already had multiple offensive rebounds and putbacks. The Althoff Cranes are going to have to box out if they want any chance of winning this game, especially they put themselves in a hole so far, being down 10.
Curtis Morris will inbound, and he'll do so to Carl Harris. Harris will back the ball up to Barry Sneed. He'll drive into the paint, no room to move. He'll dump it off, and Harris saves it. That's off the back of the backboard, and I don't even know how that didn't come right back at him, but it ended up in the hands of Lieb, and Althoff will see if they can try to get some points off of this turnover here. They bring the ball up. Here is Jordan Lewis. Lewis will dump it off to Alex Johnson, and Johnson will hand it back to Lewis. Lewis, top of the key, gives to Liverpool. Into the corner it goes, back to Liverpool, and then they tried to force that pass in there to Lieb, but there was already too many E-Rabs standing around, and that one didn't work out, and it works out in the E-Rabs' favor as that was scored by Antonio Lewis, and he will head to the line for a bonus.
Yeah, Antonio Lewis has done a really good job of driving to the basket thus far this game. You can tell with his bit of size, he's big. He will go up and score. And Althoff have some small guards that really can't compete with him, especially if they allow him to get behind him, and that's what happened there for the and one.
Lewis, 37 of 55 from the free throw line, and he misses that one. Jordan Lewis picked up the foul. That's the first for him, second for his team. Crusaders have 2 fouls, and Rockford East only has 1. So a very clean played first part of this 5th game. Top of the key, 3-point shot on the way, and that one is good from Jordan Lewis, and that gets his team back to within single digits on the deficit clock as the E-Rabs lead by 9. Outside the perimeter it goes. Rockford East looking to score once again. They have the ball, and here is Horde all the way out front now for Lewis. Antonio Lewis dribbles, drives, layup, good.
Well, I thought it was going to be Matthew Horde that was going to be the big star right now, but Antonio Lewis has broken this Althoff defense down really well, and I know Horde's on the bench, but that was a good play. Shot fake, drove in, he already made a 3, and so he's really scoring on all levels right now for the E-Rabs.
Lewis has the ball, and he's at the free throw line. He'll take a shot from there. That one's just a little bit short, falls off to the left. There is Patton Lieb with the rebound and the putback. And with 6:05 left to play here in this first half, 21-12, Lieb ends up getting his 4th point of this game, and now a chance for Althoff to get a little bit closer in that deficit department as they pick up another steal. Here is Dones, and Dones gives it up, and around the horn it goes, where it ends up with Lewis right in front of the Rockford East bench. Back out to Liverpool at the top of the key. Liverpool dribbles with the left hand, pulls up, takes a shot from 3. It rattles and it stays in, and another 3-point shot has gotten Althoff back to within 6 points now.
Really like the ball screen action that they did there. They didn't do a lot of that in the first quarter, and it cuts the lead to 6 on that 3. So now a big defensive possession here.
That it is. Here is Horde. That's Sterling Horde. He'll take a shot. That one's a little bit short. And again, Althoff with the rebound. Lewis brings it all the way down, looking to cut the deficit even farther. That one rolls across the rim. Nothing but E-Rabs there for that rebound. They'll bring it back up as Curtis Morris gets it into the hands of Lewis. He'll take a shot. No good. Putback effort, no good by Harris, but the second time he finally gets it to fall.
Carl Harris is a great player for Rockford East. Leads the team in rebounds per game. He's had at least 4 offensive rebounds tonight. They have not done any job in boxing him out.
Patton Lieb goes in, and he'll get one to fall in. Rested for a moment on that fat part of the iron, and then it just kind of rocked itself right through. And Althoff, they're looking for more. They have another turnover by the E-Rabs, but Althoff didn't like that prosperity, so they turned it over themselves. And underneath, a shot off the glass. Good for Antonio Lewis, and it's back to an 8-point contest as the E-Rabs have extended that lead that was just down to 5 a moment ago.
It's a 4-point swing there. If Jordan Lewis doesn't hit it off of his leg, Althoff may have been able to cut the lead to 4.
Yeah. All right, here is Liverpool. He'll bounce it over to Lewis. Lewis, he'll dribble, he'll drive. He tries to enter the perimeter, and off of his shoe, but it stays in. He gets the ball to Liverpool. Liverpool pulls up for 3. That one almost hit the mark as Lewis gets the rebound. Turnaround shot. That's off to the right-hand side. No good. And this time the rebound belongs to Tyshawn Barry Sneed. He gets it all the way down quickly to Sterling Horde. Off the glass. Good for 2. And now a timeout called by Coach Lieb. I can't say as I blame him. 30-second timeout. We will step aside for that long as well. We're back here in just a moment on the K-Hawk Sports Network. Mike's Automotive in Collinsville is a T3 certified tire dealer and so much more. Sure, Mike's Automotive has tires. They can also help with making sure your entire vehicle is road ready, from belts and hoses to preventative maintenance like oil changes and tire rotation. Plus a lot more than that. Mike's Automotive has 3 locations to choose from. Mike's Automotive in St. Louis and Millstadt, and Mike's Automotive in Collinsville at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call Mike's Automotive at 618-345-0611. Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. Back once again at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium here at Collinsville High School. Todd Duke is my name. Matt Clark on the other microphone. Glad that you're with us. It was a beautiful day outside. I got to go out and see a little bit of it when you guys were on the air, so it was nice to see the sunshine and not be freezing when I walked out there.
Not cold.
No.
It's good.
Yeah. Melt a little bit of that crappy snow that we've had for a while, and my dog's been hating it, man. There's Lieb with another shot. That one won't fall, and the rebound belongs to Althoff. They still can't get it to fall. And the E-Rabs end up with the next rebound. I got little bitty dogs, man. I got to put down like a tarp when I know it's going to snow. So I pull it back after it snows so the dogs have some yard to go into, but it's only like maybe 14 by 10, something like that. So I know they're ready for that snow to melt so they could use more of the yard.
Yeah, it was good that we had a white Christmas.
Yeah,
it's
it
all
was.
good.
Yeah.
And a little bit of tough luck here for the Crusaders on these last couple of plays. Couple of offensive rebounds. Not expecting a ton in this game for Althoff, but you've got to be able to convert on those second chance points because Rockford East is moving along and going fast. Nice steal there.
Yeah, that's a nice steal by Alex Johnson. He'll have no problems, an uncontested layup there. And a 10-point lead just turned back into an 8-point lead for Rockford East. E-Rabs bring the ball up. Here is JT Samuels. Samuels with a bounce pass on the outside to Carl Harris. And it stays on the outside for Horde. He'll underhand it to Samuels. Back out front to the top of the key for Carl Harris. Over onto the left wing. And a little dribble drive trying to get in there, but no room for Sterling Horde to get in. So he'll back it all the way back out. And he'll give it up to Matthew Horde. And Matthew dumps it off underneath. He was trying to find Carl Harris, who was sneaking back door, but it never made it to him. And now Althoff, well, just give the ball right back to Rockford East.
Well, rebounding is a strength of Rockford East, but turnovers are a massive weakness. Last season's tournament here, they had 16.5 turnovers per game, and when I was looking at all these teams, I didn't see a team that had more. They're going to have to limit those turnovers, and Althoff's going to need to score off of those turnovers if they want a chance of winning this.
Yeah, they are. There is Rockford East. Outside with it once again is Horde. I believe I got a piece of rock salt in my shoe. Yep. There is Harris. He drives, Carl Harris. A little reverse layup action there, 29-19. Still a 10-point lead for Rockford East as Althoff brings the ball up court.
Yeah, Carl Harris up to 8 points now. Most of them have just been right inside and just laying it in. Not great post defense from Althoff, and you can't blame them when they're playing pretty small playing pretty small right now.
Well, that they are. I'm sure they're going to have a lot more points in the paint than Althoff does. That one swoops out a three-point shot from Pattonlieb. And the E-Rabs, they'll bring the ball back up court. And they'll keep it onto the outside for a moment and into the hands of Majon Curtis Morris. He gets it to Carl Harris, and Harris, that one didn't come from the paint.
Taking a little bit of it outside for Carl Harris. Obviously, you don't expect him to be the scorer. There's guys like Lewis and JT Samuels and Matthew Horde that could do that. But Carl Harris said, maybe I'll score a couple of points against Althoff today. Have a good tournament.
So far, so good for Mr. Harris. He gets the rebound, gets it back up to Curtis Morris, and now Harris again off the glass, good for two more.
It's the Carl Harris show, and Greg Lieb doesn't really have an answer for him right now.
He doesn't like the Carl Harris show, so he's going to call a timeout, see if he can change the channel. We'll be back in just a moment here on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Chapman Trucking, LLC. Chapman Trucking is a local Collinsville business owned and operated by 1994 Collinsville graduate Christy Chapman. With over 10 years of experience, Chapman Trucking LLC can take care of all of the heavy lifting when it comes to hauling aggregate materials such as sand, driveway rock, dirt, boulders, and more. That includes getting your heavy work equipment to your work site where it needs to be. Give Christy a call for a free estimate at Chapman Trucking LLC, 618-960-9346, or online at chapmantruckingllc.net.
First National Bank of Waterloo, with over 100 years serving the Metro East. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo at their Maryville or Collinsville locations for all of your banking, mortgage, and lending needs. Why? Super low closing costs, low construction loan rates, and they do so much to support our local communities. When you need a loan, call the Collinsville team at First National Bank of Waterloo at 618-345-1121. Or visit their Maryville or Collinsville locations or online at fnbwaterloo.bank. First National Bank of Waterloo, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. 48.6 seconds to go here in this first half. Althoff almost turned the ball over, but they'll kick it back outside. Liverpool from the corner for three. It swoops right across. And the rebound, that belongs to Rockford East. Here is Horde. He'll take a shot. That misses everything, but it comes all the way out, and his teammate Samuels will take over, and we'll try it all over again. That one's poked away, and Going to get it was Horde. He'll send it back out to JT Samuels, and with 14 seconds left, shot clock has been turned off, and now we're going to have a foul against Earl Liverpool.
Yeah, just another quick note on Carl Harris. Of course, he's got 12 points, leading all scorers. It's actually interesting. You wonder how that team would have been last year with Carl Harris. He's actually at an alternative school to get up his grades, and so it's a really nice comeback story. We talked about MJ Murphy from MacArthur earlier today, and that's another nice comeback story. It's nice to see these players who have kind of had tough circumstances come and play well, especially in a tournament.
Turnaround shot with a couple of seconds left. No good. Althoff gets the rebound at the buzzer. They'll send a laser beam down, and that'll miss everything. 33-19 after one half of play in the books. We have another half of basketball left in this one, and we'll bring it to you in just a moment on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
Visit Brad Keene at his Collinsville office at 106 North Clinton or call 618-467-8420. Got vinyl? Rich's Record Emporium in Uptown Collinsville can take care of all of your vinyl needs and more. You can peruse through thousands of records, from country to hard-to-find jazz, and classic rock is always in stock at Rich's Record Emporium. Used vinyl, new vinyl, and hard-to-find vinyl. Don't forget to check out the audio room at Rich's, where you can check out the latest in audio gear, from new top-of-the-line speakers to turntables and receivers, plus all of the accessories. Rich's has t-shirts, record cleaners, turntable needles, wall art, and so much more. If you can't find what you're looking for at Rich's, they will do their best to find it for you. Don't forget to mention seeing this ad on the K-Hawk Sports Network for a 10% discount at checkout. Rich's Record Emporium, 131 West Main Street in Collinsville, or call 618-795-1333 or online at richesrecordemporium.com. Keep your ride shiny and clean with Extreme Details Vehicle Detailing in Collinsville. Owner Jay Merkel and his crew at Extreme Details believe in the value of community and in helping their community hold the value of their vehicles with a sharp-looking, clean ride that you and your community can be proud of. Extreme Details can handle any job, whether you drive a small car, an SUV, or even a bus or RV. No job is too big or too small at Extreme Details. Extreme Details offers scratch and oxidation removal, no matter what you drive: cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats, and more. Plus, Extreme Details can handle fleet vehicles for you and your company. Call Jay and the gang at Extreme Details at 618-977-1224. Check for periodic specials on the Extreme Details Facebook page. Put the shine in your ride with Extreme Details, 618-977-1224. Collinsville Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud K-Hawk alums. Located at 302 East Main Street, Collinsville Barbecue Supply is one-of-a-kind barbecue headquarters that focuses on everything barbecue and cooking, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, in-person class instruction, smokers, rubs, sauces, accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts, including an in-house chef and pit master. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning rubs and sauces that support our nation's first responder and military organizations that focus on providing aid to the fallen, suicide prevention, and PTSD awareness. Stop by and see the guys at Collinsville Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Collinsville Barbecue Supply, home of the 4-time World Championship Patriot Sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at collinsvillebarbecue.com. Are you looking to update the appeal of your home's interior? Look no further than Hayden Interiors, LLC. Hayden Interiors, LLC is owned and operated by former K-Hawk graduate Nick Hayden. Hayden Interiors, LLC will help you get that new look that you want for your home. Flooring, baseboards, doorways, as well as interior renovations or interior additions, kitchen, living room, bedroom, hallways, basements, stairways. Let Hayden Interior LLC help you find the look that you want. Call Nick Hayden today at Hayden Interiors LLC, 618-772-6790 for your free estimate. Hayden Interiors LLC, on budget, on time, every time. That's Hayden Interiors LLC. Call Nick at 618-772-6790. Once again, we welcome you back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium here at Collinsville High School. Here's a look at your first half stats. Rockford East leading 33-19. Rockford East had a 10-point lead after one quarter of play. They blossomed it up to 14 is where we are now, and that is all due to a couple of guys for Rockford East in double digits. Carl Harris has 12 points. Antonio Lewis has 11. 3 points apiece for Matthew Horde and Tashawn Barry Sneed, and then 2 points each for Sterling Horde and JT Samuels. Leading scorer for Althoff right now is the 6 points put up by Patton Lieb. 5 points each for Jordan Lewis and Alex Johnson, and 3 points for Earl Liverpool. From the lines, 3-point line, 3 of 13 for Althoff, 3 of 7 for Rockford East. At the free throw lines, no one's hit one yet. Althoff is 0 for 2. Rockford East is 0 for 1. Rebound battle being won by the E-Rabs, 23-15 over the Crusaders. And the E-Rabs have 6 turnovers compared to 4 for Althoff. And some other numbers that stood out at us, 22 points in the paint out of the 33 on the board for Rockford East. They also have 8 points off of the fast break, and they have 5 points off of the bench, while Althoff has yet to record anyone from the bench getting any points. And that is a look at your first half stats. Myself and Mr. Matt Clark will be back here in just a moment to bring you second half action. That'll come your way in just a moment on the K-Hawk Sports Network. Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Jason Regg, your Collinsville Edward Jones financial advisor, understands this. That's why Jason Regg is a proud sponsor of your Collinsville K-Hawks on the K-Hawk Sports Network. For all of your investment needs, see Jason Regg at his Edward Jones office at 1008 Vandalia Street in Collinsville, or call Jason at 618-344-0252 or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC. Todd Duke here, proud member of the Collinsville Educational Assistants Association. Whether you call us teachers' aides, paraprofessionals, or educational assistants, it all comes down to one thing: taking care of students. More importantly, your student. Yes, we are there for the teachers, and we help them in any way possible. But our goals are in line with our teachers, in that we want to see our students succeed at not only being a student, but well beyond that as we ready them for the world outside of the classroom. We are Union Strong. We are K-Hawk Strong. We strive to help students reach their potential. We are the Collinsville Educational Assistants Association. Go K-Hawks!
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and they care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's
like a huge weight lifted.
In Collinsville, call Scott Allen at 618-346-1500. The Collinsville Daily News, the new online source for everything newsworthy in and around Collinsville. This news source is designed to be the heartbeat of the Collinsville community and is owned and operated by members that live in this area. The Collinsville Daily News generates their revenue with local support from the community in which they serve and from advertising. They do not charge to read their content, so you'll never run into one of those annoying paywalls. Not only that, but the Collinsville Daily News offers free classified advertising. You have items you want to buy, sell, or trade? It's free to post. Wedding or engagements announcements, as well as obituaries, all free at collinsvilledailynews.com. Plus, they have the content that matters most. Collinsville news you need to know, coverage of K-Hawk sports, and a keen eye on city news. The Collinsville Daily News also has an event tab that allows you to find out what is going on in and around the region for you and your family, the heartbeat of the community, helping readers make sense of an increasingly chaotic world. Check them out at CollinsvilleDailyNews.com, on social media sites Facebook and Instagram. The heartbeat of this community is the Collinsville Daily News.
Your home is where you feel happy, safe, and secure. So if you see signs of foundation problems like cracks or uneven floor, natural, and getting it fixed is crucial. Woods Basement Systems understands. We've been solving foundation 1986. Woods experts have the training and equipment to make permanent repairs. So stop worrying, because with Woods, it's fixed forever. Foundation problems don't get better with time, they get better with Woods, the all things basement-y experts. Call or go to woodsbasementsystems.com today.
Once again, welcome back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium here at Collinsville High School. Todd Duke, Matt Clark with you for game number 5 of the first day of 8 games. And we are just about ready to go here in this second half between Rockford East and Althoff Catholic High School in Belleville, Illinois. The Crusaders will have the ball to start off quarter number 3, which is now underway. Inbound pass comes in to Earl Liverpool. Liverpool, bring it across the K-Hawk logo here at midcourt. And with a one-arm pass over to Jordan Lewis. Lewis reverses into the paint, off the glass, counted for 2, and that's exactly how Althoff needed to get started.
Yeah, exactly. Now they got to start playing some defense. 33 points given up in one half. Not going to cut it, especially 50% from the field and 22 points in the paint for the E-Rabs.
Lady K-Hawk basketball team is in the building as they get ready to head across the river for their semifinal in their tournament, as JT Samuels flies in for a little way up off the glass. 35-21. That's where we stand here early on in this third quarter. Here is Earl Liverpool. Liverpool brings the ball up across the line and over onto the near side sideline. Gets it to Dones, who gets it into the hands of Alex Johnson. He's double teamed in the corner on the left side. Throws it out. And back out front will go to Liverpool, and then all the way over for Jordan Lewis. Lewis to the top of the key, looking for some room. Split some defenders. That left somebody wide open, but a missed three-pointer for Johnson. And the E-Rabs handle the rebound, and they'll throw it away. Well, they will throw it away. And thought it was going to go out of bounds at first, and now Althoff gives it right back to him, and there's a two-hand dunk by Matthew Horde, and that extends the E-Rabs lead to 37-21.
You'll see a couple of dunks from Matthew Horde this season, in this tournament, I'd imagine. Really athletic and can get up there.
There's a shot from inside the perimeter at the top of the key, missed there by Jordan Lewis. Rebound belongs to Rockford East. They bring it up, and here is Horde once again. This time he uses the glass. A little less emphatic of a 2-point score there for Horde that time. And the Crusaders bring the ball up. Here is Liverpool. Liverpool kicks it into the corner. That's where he finds Dones. Back out front will go now for Lewis. Lewis, a dribble drive and uses a little glass, but didn't matter anyway because it rolled from one side to the other side. Rebound to the E-Rabs, and here is Horde once again. He'll pull away, take a little fadeaway jumper, and that one's just a little bit too strong from just inside the perimeter. And Althoff trying to take advantage of another turnover as they bring it up. Here is Lewis once again. Lewis from the near side sideline. Bounces the ball back out into the slot area and then into the hands of Johnson. Back out front will go for Liverpool. Liverpool, he'll settle over on the left wing. Gets it deeper inside now for Jordan Lewis. Lewis being watched there by Curtis Morris for the E-Rabs.
Another late possession. They're going to have to force a shot here late in the shot clock.
And there is your shot, and that misses everything. So the shot clock would have turned the ball over if it wouldn't have went out of bounds. Take your pick.
Yeah, but another freshman coming into the game, Luke Smith.
They got 4 freshmen on this roster here for Althoff at this tournament. And while they're playing these tournaments, that means their junior varsity teams have time off, so a lot of these players play on the JV team, but they expand the rosters just a little bit when you are talking about tournament time, since the JV teams are not in action.
Yeah, no kidding.
Collinsville didn't add anybody on from their JV side.
Nope. We'll see maybe later in the year, though. I think they very well could. You never know, though.
Well, Carnahan and Talbot for Collinsville, they already are on the varsity roster, though they don't see a lot of time on the varsity floor unless it's a lopsided score.
Yeah, speaking of Collinsville, obviously this is an interesting game for many Collinsville fans because you're looking at this and you're saying, okay, will the Jayhawks have a tough matchup against the winner of this game? And I'd say, from what we've seen, I would say that they would. Rockford East is a good long team. They get out on the break, and the Jayhawks are going to have to play a good game in order to beat them on if they win their first-round game against Oakville.
Yeah, well, it was a little stuff job there by Carl Harris. And does it turn into 2 points for Rockford? Nope, but it might because a foul while Horde was going up for a shot, so he will go to the free throw line for a couple of tries here.
Yeah, past 3 possessions, Matthew Horde has been fouled. I mean, East just have not much answers for him. He's done a very good job. So a really good 3.5 minutes to start this quarter, and he's going to make shots.
9 for 11 at the free throw line coming into this game. The only person that took a free throw shot in that first half for Rockford East was Antonio Lewis, and he missed his only chance. So Horde has an opportunity to make a free throw, and he'll miss. And we're still waiting for our first free throw make here in this game.
Yes, we are. But Rockford East are taking care of all their points in the paint, making a bunch of layups, so it doesn't look like they need their free throws. And Althoff, free throws aren't going to exactly help Althoff get back into the game. They're going to have to start making some outside shots and, again, force more Rockford East turnovers now. I mean, it's an 18-point deficit.
Yeah.
They've got to, I mean, we talked a little bit similarly with Madison. They've got to start making a run now, or it's just not going to go right. I think Earl Liverpool has to be taken out of the game here for some reason.
Well, we'll see if it's a medical reason. See if he'll get looked at. Nope, he's just going to go have a seat, so no trainer's going to take a look at him. Not sure why they had to pull him out.
I think an official made him leave. Bit of a stoppage here. Feels like it's been about 1 minute since we've gotten some action here.
About 1 minute in between the first free throw shot and this one.
Yes, I feel that too.
Next one. Hey, we have a free throw. Matthew Horde picking up some points. And a shot taken by Althoff's Lucius Dones misses, but the rebound belongs to the freshman, Luke Smith. And a basket belongs to Jordan Lewis, the senior.
How about that from freshman Luke Smith going in there and getting the offensive rebound? I love that. That's a second chance points for Althoff. They had no second chance points in the last game against Rockford East in the Consolation Championship. And when you have freshmen being aggressive and playing like that, that's always a good thing for your program.
There is JT Samuels. He'll hand the ball off to Curtis Morris, and out front it goes now to Horde. Matthew Horde dribbles, drives to the basket, and it rolls in. Took a couple of tries off each side of that rim before it finally did fall in. 42-23, and for Horde, that is now 10 points.
Yep, 7 in the third quarter.
Yeah.
And the block there, too.
Yeah.
Playing a little bit like Makai Wright almost.
Almost held on to that ball when he blocked it as well. Goes into the corner, and here's another opportunity for Dones.
Another block, too.
Yeah. And now they'll throw a football pass down, and trying to go in for the dunk was Carl Harris. He got bumped from behind, but it still went in. No call on the play. And here is Lewis from the free throw line. That's good for 2. 44-25. Rockford East with the lead. We approach 3 minutes to go here in quarter number 3, and we're going to have a foul as Matthew Horde was fouled in midair, and he'll go back to the free throw line where he just went 1 for 2.
Yeah, I'll say it again. There's a third. It's the third foul on, or that again. Althoff has had to foul Matthew Horde in this quarter. They can only hope to contain him or foul him, and he has come alive in this second half and just helped the E-Rabs extend this lead. And it could go to 20 for the first time if he makes a free throw here.
Well, he's had some practice.
Yes, he has.
He just did have some practice.
Oh, and he's not having it. Good grief. But again, it's not like the E-Rabs need it right now. But later in the stretch, later in this tournament, I guess you'd want all your bad free throws to come out in this game when you're up almost 20. But later in this tournament, if you don't hit free throws, you're not – the crucial situations have come down to free throws. You've got to be able to make them from the line. And Matthew Horde's an aggressive player, and he's getting fouls called. He's going to have to make free throws if he's going to play like that, or people will just start fouling him all of a sudden.
Chris Hobson checks into the game for Althoff. Horde back at the free throw line trying to get one of the two to fall. He missed both of them, but the rebound ends up in his hands. He'll take it to the basket. No good. And the rebound comes all the way out into the corner, picked up by Althoff. They throw it up court, and they go back to work. Here is a dribble drive going on by Alex Johnson, and a whistle will follow. And I'm not sure that ball go out of bounds. Yes,
it did go out of bounds. No foul.
Once again, here is Johnson. He'll go for a three. That one's no good. And the rebound, after being tipped by Earl Liverpool, picked up by the E-Rabs, but they turn the ball over. And just into the game, here is Hobson with a shot, no good. And this time the rebound belongs to J.T. Samuels. 2.5 minutes to go here in this third quarter. J.T. Samuels out on the left wing. My military left. Left, right, left. Into the corner it goes. Here is Samuels, and a shot. That's no good. Rebound falls right to Lucius Dones. Dones gets it up to Jordan Lewis. Lewis in the paint, takes the shot, gets the nice roll.
And Lewis is up to 13 points now. He's played really well for Althoff. If I'm Althoff, I'm trying to get the ball in his hands every single possession. Rockford East U-Rebs have had a little bit of a difficult time defending him.
Also had a little bit of a difficult time picking up that 45th point. They had a chance for a 20-point lead just a little while ago, but Althoff has gotten most of the rebounds, the turnovers, and a couple of baskets to boot to try to keep them in this. Here comes Alex Johnson. Back outside it goes now for Liverpool. Liverpool backs up, heads forward, into the corner it goes, and then around over to the left wing it goes to Dones. Back over to Johnson. He drives, he takes the shot, it's good, and he'll go to the line for a bonus.
Saw this, the same thing with Madison. We talked about them needing a run right now, Althoff, and we saw this again. It's a 15-point game right now. If Alex Johnson can make this free throw and start getting this team a little bit excited again and playing with a little more energy, Rockford East is making some mistakes right now after having a good start to the third quarter. It could mean that Althoff could close this final 90 seconds of this third quarter on a bang and really use that momentum to help them close the gap in the fourth quarter.
Sterling Horde picks up his first foul, and that is the first foul here in the second half for Rockford East at the free throw line. It is Alex Johnson, and he'll miss the and one on the other end. And Johnson, that was his first try at the free throw line. What was the whistle for?
So the whistle was for the first time, which I actually kind of shocked that this is the first time. It was a shot clock issue. The clock did not go off once Rockford East got the rebound. And good job by the official on the near side to notice it and make sure that it's reset. And so it just, once the Rockford East player got the rebound, the shot clock did not start.
Oh, Colton Rhodes, we're going to have a talk with him.
High school varsity coach, football.
Colton's turn to operate the shot clock here tonight. They've had a tag team effort going on. I think it's been, every 2 games they switch somebody else out. It's a work in progress, kids, let me tell you. Not been bad. It hasn't been noticeable. They've been doing a fine job with the shot clock.
Yeah, another turnover for Rockford East there. That was a 10-second violation, and that's just what Althoff needed. Talked about the missed free throw, but they get the ball back, and now they have an opportunity to cut it to under 15 points.
They're going to try. Here is Lewis. Lewis steps away from a double team. Takes a floater high off the glass. Good for 2 more points. And Althoff is back to within 13 points, and now we're going to have a foul called, and this one is going to go against Jordan Lewis.
Yeah, Althoff's going to have to be careful now. The fouls are 5-1 in, I guess, not in favor of the Crusaders, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And right now, obviously, the E-Rabs haven't shot well from the free throw line tonight, so it wouldn't be horrible putting them to the line, but you just want to make sure you take care. And unfortunately, Jordan Lewis is going to have to sit the remainder of this third quarter with 3 fouls. He's playing really well right now for Althoff. Keep them in this game.
Yeah, no one's really shooting lights out from the free throw line here in this contest yet. Here is a shot at the top of the key by Antonio Lewis, and who needs a free throw when you can make a three-pointer, right?
Absolutely, and Antonio Lewis, again, 33% from 3. He'll probably take a couple more threes in this tournament. And Liverpool trying to respond.
Liverpool trying to answer that 3, but he was off the mark. And now we'll bring it back the other direction. Lieb with a steal. He'll throw it all the way up for Liverpool, and Liverpool will be fouled, and he will go to the line.
That's a huge momentum swing. He just needed that to fall. That would have been an and one. But if Liverpool can make these free throws here, that would be helpful for Althoff again going into the fourth quarter. Good steal from Patton Lieb. They're starting to put a little more pressure here, Althoff, on the Rockford East defense, and Lieb's doing a pretty good Rockford East is continuing to turn the ball over, unfortunately.
Earl Liverpool at the free throw line. He did not have a trip there earlier in this game, but he says, watch me, I know how to make these free throws. Liverpool coming in hitting 12 of 14, so not bad. I'll take 12 of 14 any day.
Yeah, and he's got experience too. He knows how to hit free throws in these areas. He started last season on varsity. I played against him. He's a good little player, plays pretty good defense as well, but doesn't have the scoring bug that some of these other Althoff players have. But again, it's good to have these couple points from the free throw line and have a guy that's reliable enough to make them.
He makes both. And that gets his team once again back to within 14. E-Rabs, they have the ball, trying to get out of the backcourt. And here comes Curtis Morris bringing it across the timeline. He'll go over to the right wing, set it to the top of the key for Carl Harris. Harris sends it over to the left wing for Lewis, and then back over to Horde and over to Harris. Harris back out front. We'll go around the horn once again, and here is Matthew Horde. Horde comes from the left wing, now tries to enter from that wing and reverses direction. Throws it into the corner, and there you go. That's Antonio Lewis right before the buzzer to make it 49-33 in favor of Rockford East. We're back with the fourth quarter in just a moment on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Just because we're adults doesn't mean we don't have toys, am I right? If your adult toys consist of boats, campers, or RVs, then you need to call the GASA storage team of professionals. Winter weather in the Midwest can be quite harsh, and finding a place to properly store those expensive toys for winter can be just as rough as a Midwest winter. That's where the GASA storage team comes in, with outdoor self-storage and covered storage for your toys. They even have tractor-trailer parking, conveniently located at Horseshoe Lake Road and 111 in Pontoon Beach. GASA Storage, for the safe storage of all of your toys. Contact the GASA Storage team, gasastorage@gmail.com, or call today, GASA Storage Team, 618-797-6100.
Once again, welcome back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Just got to say hi to Emma Rabushitsky as she's getting ready to go head across the river for a little basketball action herself. I told her to bring us back a win.
Yes, and I hope she does.
It is the holiday season, right?
Yeah, season of giving. We want wins to be given to the K-Hawks, and of course, the men's team hopefully will give us a win and a huge night tonight. I know they got the K-Hawk Hall of Fame first class, which is going to be really cool, and the fact that they redid all of that, I didn't get to see that renovation because I was in college, but still a really cool thing that our athletic director Clay Smith has done.
It is. Here's a steal, and if Lewis can keep a hold of it, he will, and off the glass, and good for two for Jordan Lewis as Althoff fighting for their lives, trying to advance to that winner's side of the bracket here on this first day. But the E-Rabs, they have other things in mind, and here is Curtis Morris, and they'll hand the ball off to Horde. Matthew Horde with it over on the left wing. He stops at the free throw line, has to back up a little bit, and waits for a little bit of help. And he just says, you know what, I don't need any help. I'm going to come in and take care of it myself. He went in between three different players on his way to the basket to score those 2 points.
Yeah, and he's done them all with his right hand. It feels like if I'm Belleville Althoff, I would have been guarding him with making him use his left hand by now. But he's a good finisher, too. Again, that's the athleticism that he offers.
There's Alex Johnson.
There's the block. Carl Harris.
Yeah, Carl Harris stuffed that one right back to where it came from. 1 minute into this fourth quarter, 51-35. A 16-point lead after 3 quarters of play for Rockford East after they had a 14-point lead at the end of the half and a 10-point lead at the end of one. So they've had a double-digit lead after every quarter of this game.
Yeah, 11 points now for Horde in the second half. He's really lighting it up so far after Carl Harris did it in the first half for the E-Rabs.
Here is Jordan Lewis for Althoff. He'll bounce one to the right wing for Lieb and back over to Harris. Harris in front of his own bench. He'll try to dribble his way out of that using Lieb for a screen, but grabbing on was Sterling Horde, and that's going to be a foul against the young guard for Rockford East, the young sophomore.
Yeah, we talked about 50% from the field goal range for in the E-Rabs in the first half. I imagine that's probably been replicated in the second half. Fact is, they shot 50% against them in the consolation championship last year.
Here's
like
the lead
the same
for
score.
3. Good. Patton Lieb. He can show you that he can hit from anywhere.
Only a 6-3 of the season, though.
Yeah. They'll dump it off underneath, and a nice job waiting by Carl Harris. He had people flying at him. He just waited it out.
Yeah, no kidding. And the E-Raps are a weird team in terms of passing. Sometimes they pass the ball well, and sometimes when they're not passing the ball well, they turn the ball over. That's where a lot of the turnovers come from. Bad passes, but good passes lead to very easy buckets for the E-Raps, just like that one.
There's Jordan Harris. He'll get it out front for Lieb. Lieb, one dribble, picks it up. Another three-point shot coming. That one does everything but fall in. Rebound belongs to Althoff, but unable to get the ball all the way up there was Alex Johnson as he hits the front of the rim, and he almost got called for a foul as he tried to sweep in there and knock that ball out of the hands of Matthew Horde, and then Horde almost scored after that.
Well, I tell you what, in terms of Rockford East this season, I mean, obviously they were 5-6, didn't know a ton about them coming in. They've done a very good job of keeping the ship steady. Roy Sackmaster, even though they had those fights, they've come back. They feel like they're a more complete team now, and they've really easily swept aside Althoff. I would have been very interested to see how this game would have gone had Taylor Powell played for Althoff, though.
Yeah. The what-ifs will always end up haunting you if you're a basketball coach, that's for sure. Here is Lieb over on the left wing, top of the key. He'll get the ball into the hands of Dones, and another three-point shot coming from Lieb. That one misses the mark, and the rebound belongs to Rockford East. JT Samuels, he'll bring it up as we approach 5 minutes to go here in this fourth quarter. All the way outside, Samuels once again. Samuels into the paint, turns around, takes a shot. Why not? I'm already here.
Yeah, he used that left hand pretty well here. That's his dominant hand, actually.
Old southpaw, eh?
Southpaw, yes, of course.
I'm a big southpaw myself. I'm a lefty. I do everything left-handed except for when I'm playing kickball. Then I use my right leg.
Oh, there you go.
Kind of weird that way. I have no idea how that works.
That shot would have been pretty easy for you. The same shot that Samuels just took.
There was nothing easy for me from basketball. I played in the 7th grade, and I got hit in the nose underneath the basket. I finished out the year and said, I'm not playing that game anymore. And then I just never grew. As we all can attest to. There's a runner and baseline for Horde. He is fouled and will head back to the free throw line.
Yeah, more practice here for Matthew Horde at the free throw line. If I'm Matthew Horde, I'm using this as a growing experience because I'm going to need to make some free throws here in the tournament if I'm going to help my team succeed.
So Horde has hit a couple of free throws, but he's missed more than he's made. He'll try to rectify that situation right here. At the line for young Mr. Horde. First shot on the way. Good.
Well, in terms of his shooting form, probably can't see it on the screen, on the video screen right now, but Matthew Horde's turning his left leg, his outside leg, to the left. And that's normally going to make you shoot to the left, so you want to keep that online. So I'm not sure why he doesn't have both feet pointed towards the rim. That might have something to do with the fact that he's missing some of these free throws.
Another shot on the way, and that one's good as well. And
2 for 2.
Lead extends. We're all excited about a 2 for 2 performance from the free throw line. Doesn't take us much. 21-point lead for Rockford East. And it looks like they have control of this game, and Althoff, try as they might to get back into this one. Rockford East just a little bit too much, and a three-point shot misses the mark, and the rebound belongs to Rockford. They'll bring it back up in the form of JT Samuels trying for the alley-oop dunk to Matthew Horde. We've seen a couple of attempts at that here today, and it just has not connected yet.
Well, Jordan Lewis knew exactly what was going for him. I don't know if he saw Matthew Horde behind him, but he's like, I am not getting an alley-oop play right here. That probably would have been the dagger for Althoff if there hasn't been one already, and it looks like Althoff's bringing in a couple of their subs, a couple of players who played in their games when their players were suspended are now going to play. Some JV players, I think.
Ball comes in, and a shot off the side of the rim. That's from Luke Smith, the 6-foot freshman for Rockford. And now Errol Liverpool into the corner for Lewis, and Jordan Lewis with a big three-point shot.
Up to 20 now for Jordan Lewis. Good, really good game from him. A balanced game, too. 15 of those in the second half.
John Trerion Leach. That is the first time I've ever heard the name John Trerion. I don't think I've ever heard that name before. Here is Lewis again with a steal, and he'll take it in, but he won't get the finish, but he'll head to the free throw line for a couple.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's just Jordan Lewis trying to get his point total up. Obviously, I mean, it's been a really good season for him. He had not scored 20 or more points in his career before this season, and he already has a 30-point game against Madison and I believe a 20-point game against Mater Dei, and then they went to Indiana, the same place that Collinsville went, and he had a 20-point game there. So he's really turning into a star for Althoff. And we talked about Taylor Powell, obviously, being out for some reason, undisclosed.
At least to us.
At least to us, yes. And
I'm sure somebody knows.
Jordan Lewis has said, I will just go ahead and scoop up all of Powell's points.
He'll try to make one here. He does. 1 out of the 2. And it's 59-42 in favor of Rockford. And the Rockford E-Rabs bring it up. Here is Leach once again. Leach, crossover dribble, had the ball knocked away for a moment, but he gets it back. And they'll pass it up outside for Antonio Lewis. And Antonio Lewis will come in and take a shot. No good. Volleyballed out. And then over to the wing and back to Lewis. Baseline, and he's tripped up by Patton Lieb. And Lieb will pick up a foul, and that'll be his 4th.
I think we're watching an E-Rab team that's going to, obviously it looks like they're going to make it into the next round of the tournament, and it's going to be very interesting to see, should Collinsville win, they've got to be able to rebound the ball, and they're going to have to sprint back on defense. And Coach Lee probably will have, in my opinion, I mean, he did this when we were there, he will probably have one person back on all shots, because that's where Rockford East has gotten a lot of their points in transition. And then in the half-court set, just on rebounds and easy layups and all, and what have you.
Ball ended up out of bounds. Lieb went to chase the missed free throw.
Was that just another 0 of 2 performance from the line? I'm pretty sure. Oh, wait, no, it was just the bonus.
Yeah, it was just the bonus, yeah.
0 and 1.
The ball bounced off the rim, and Lieb just let it go, thinking that it was going to be on them, and then he ends up touching it right before it goes out of bounds, and it stays with Rockford.
Just the type of night for Althoff.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. A little bit short on that three-point shot from Leach. And the rebound belongs to Althoff. Here comes Jordan Lewis once again off the glass, good for 2.
Tell you what, me and Zach did the game on Keon Carson, and Coach Alexander said that he was the fastest player he's ever coached. Jordan Lewis is pretty fast too.
Yeah, he is. Now almost double teamed over there. They get the ball finally into the hands of
Barry
Sneed.
Right?
Yep. And another loose ball picked up by Althoff. Here is Lewis again. He'll get that fingertip roll. And Lewis continues to pour on the points here, even though Rockford still continues to lead this game, but it's now down to 13 points. It was 21 just a little while ago. And another chance for Althoff. And they have been on quite the roll here lately, as that one was brought in by Alex Johnson. And just like that, it's an 11-point game. 60-second timeout. We'll be back here in that amount of time as well on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. At All Pro Tees, quality is number 1 on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent customer service. Do we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville, right across the street from K-Hawk Stadium. Online at allprotees.com or on Facebook at All Pro Tees. Or call All Pro Tees at 344-2200.
Todd Duke, Matt Clark back with you from Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, 2:24 left to play here in this fourth quarter, and the Althoff Crusaders are trying to make a comeback here, and they've closed this thing to within 11.
All off of poor turnovers and transition points for the Althoff Crusaders, and Roy Sackmaster still keeping some of his JV players in, hasn't brought back the starters out.
He's hoping he doesn't have to do that, but this went from a 21-point lead down to an 11-point lead real quick.
That's a carry.
Yeah,
wow.
Sure is.
Here you go. I'll be very interested to see if he keeps his starters out there. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. Still time here for Althoff. We thought this game was dead and gone.
Yeah, they can get this thing within single digits with another basket here, but they missed on that try. Rebound belongs to Rockford East. Here is Daniel Cole. He hits the bottom of the rim, and it comes down once again for Earl Liverpool. Liverpool gets the ball up quickly to Luke Smith. Smith, double team, turns around, takes the shot anyway, tries to get his own rebound, but Althoff stays with it off the glass. Another missed shot, and this time it belongs to the E-Rabs. Well, I tell you what, Althoff's trying real hard to get back into this game and get it back down to single digits, and now sticking his leg out was Alex Johnson, and he tripped up Sterling Horde, and that's another foul.
They had some huge chances right there, Althoff, to cut it to single digits, and they just couldn't. Got to make those layups, got to make those sort of shots. And you think about that, you think about this 11-point lead. Think about the amount of times Althoff have given up offensive rebounds. You think of the amount of times that Althoff has given up points in transition. If they had just cut a few of those out, this could have been a very competitive game, and it would have been a really good team win for Althoff, again, without their best star, Taylor Powell.
Horde missed that free throw. He came in hitting 9 of 20, so he was a little under 50%. He'll remain under 50%. Here is Liverpool. Liverpool, one-hand pass out to Luke Smith. Smith, baseline drive into the corner. Three-point shot. Johnson, good. Once again, this is a single-digit deficit. Now 8 points.
And they're coming back in, the ERAB substitutes. There they go.
ERABs are going to bring out their starters again, but we have a timeout on the floor, so we will step aside as well, and we'll be back here in just a moment on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Collinsville High School alumni Stacy Lauenstein, CHS class of 91, Lisa Bassetto, Sarah Sulke, and Tracy Limp, CHS class of 94, Tony Geisen, CHS class of 96, and Kevin Robinson, CHS class of 99, want to wish all of our K-Hawks a great year. We look forward to cheering you on and supporting you. Work hard on the court and the field, as well as in the classroom. Remember, once a K-Hawk, always a K-Hawk. Hashtag K-Hawk Family. Looking to buy a new home or sell your current home? Trust the Blaylock Group of eXp Realty with all of your real estate needs. The real estate market is hot right now, and you can trust the years of experience the Blaylock Group brings to the table. The Blaylock Group can help you find your dream home, or they can help you get top dollar for your current home. Give Peyton or Emily Blaylock a call today at the Blaylock Group of eXp Realty, 618-780-4622. That's 618-780-4622. The Blaylock Group of eXp Realty.
Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, Roy Sackmaster has to bring his A-team back out there because Althoff has climbed back to within 8. We are down to the final 83 seconds here in this fourth quarter.
No lead is safe at the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic.
Nope.
We learned that from the championship game last season when Decatur MacArthur made this roaring fourth quarter comeback, and that's what helped them win the tournament. Now Rockford East need to close us out from the free throw line. How about that? Pretty poetic, isn't it?
JT Samuels will try to do just that, as Rockford East has had their problems with the free throws today, but he'll make that one.
Yeah, Althoff's defense is going to have to get a little bit better. I understand they're shorthanded and that they're pretty small-sized, but giving up, they've given up 50 points or more in all but 2 of their games. They're going to have to do better than that if they're going to be competitive in the regional tournament and anywhere else.
10-point lead once again belongs to the ERABs. Here is Lewis for Althoff. He'll take the shot. It got partially blocked. He picks it back up, and he'll make it go in, and he'll head to the line for one.
27 for Lewis. That's probably going to lead the majority. I believe that'll be the best performance of day one. And if anything, for Althoff, if they do end up losing this game, Jordan Lewis can at least continue to fight for points. He could very well make the all-tournament team. I would have him in my book if the tournament ended right now. But it's been a really good game. He's put in quite a shift tonight for Althoff. Imagine where they'd be without Lewis.
Lewis back at the free throw line. He's ready, and he'll hit that one as well. 28 points now for Lewis.
Uh-oh.
And
wow.
Another steal. Here is Lewis. He'll go in, and good for 2 more. And a timeout going to be called by Coach Lieb, a 30-second timeout. We will step aside for 30 seconds as well. Back in just a moment on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KHawkSports.com and the K-Hawk Sports Network. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education and represent over 400 educators in 11 schools in both Madison and St. Clair counties. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org.
The Althoff Crusaders down by 21 just a little while ago. Then they got it to within 11. And then the ERABs put their A-team back out on the floor because they got it to within 8. And now it's to within 5. And a foul. That is going to go against Alex Johnson, and we'll see if Rockford can salt this game away at the free throw line. They've had opportunities to do that earlier and couldn't. As they'll bring Patton Lieb back in with his 4 fouls.
And E-Rabs double bonus the rest of the way. Crusaders have E-Rabs have a foul to give as well for the Crusaders in the bonus. Can't believe I was saying earlier that Matthew Horde could use these free throws in practice. Now he really needs to make them to make sure that they ice this game.
5-point lead for Rockford East, makes it a 6-point lead. So a 2-possession game for Althoff. Lieb, he checks back into the game. Going to the bench is Lucius Dones. And back to the free throw line goes Matthew Horde.
Tell you what, if Althoff, and I'm not, obviously there's a bunch of ifs, but if Althoff could complete this comeback, it'd be one of the most incredible comebacks I've seen at the Holiday Classic in my time watching it. It's kind of like the SIA Week comeback against SLU a couple of days ago. Missed it. Rebound.
Yeah, rebound belongs to the E-Rabs, though. And there's a foul that is going to belong to Luke Smith.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Unfortunately, Althoff giving up rebounds has killed them in this game, and it's killed them right then and there. That is a rebound you absolutely have to have with a minute left, down 6.
1 minute to go, and Amajon Curtis Morris is at the free throw line for the first time tonight. And he'll hit.
First free throw is good for Curtis Morris.
Back to a 7-point contest. Next one. Misses. Rebound. Belongs to Althoff. They need points quickly. They bring it up quickly. Here is Alex Johnson. Johnson gives the ball up now for Lewis. Lewis dribbles and drives, and they're going to have a foul away from the play, and that one is going to belong to Curtis Morris. And that'll send Lewis back to the free throw line, where he will shoot 2. And that is I thought it was already 6. No, it was 5.
It was 5.
Okay.
So they did have the foul to give, so it's back out of bounds here. Big possession here. If Althoff can find a 3 right here, that'd be huge. Cut it to 1-possession game.
And there's a freshman shooting the ball off the inbound. No good. Horde with the rebound, and he is immediately fouled by Alex Johnson. Johnson will pick up his 3rd.
I get it. 46 seconds left. You want to try to get that quick to him back into the press, but having the freshman shoot it there, maybe not the option. I mean, Luke Smith has played pretty well for Althoff today, but right then and there, I'm trying to get the ball to Jordan Lewis, who has scored 30 points for me in this game if I'm the head coach. But Greg Lieb has 26 years of experience. I'm sure he probably had something in his mind there.
I'm sure he did. Horde back at the free throw line where he has struggled. And that time he did not. Collinsville and Oakville, they're waiting in the wings, ready to take the floor next. Myself and Dr. McCluskey will have that call for you.
Should be a really exciting game. Collinsville, obviously it's, getting to watch some of the guys that I played with in this tournament and trying to lead them to victory will be a huge deal. And I hope they do well. It's going to be a big crowd for the KHOC Hall of Fame thing, and that'll be helpful as well.
Horde makes both of them that trip, and it's a 9-point lead now for Rockford East as we have 45 seconds left. Here's a 3-point try by Althoff, and that one's good for Lucius Dones.
They just won't go away, will they, Althoff?
They will not.
But they're going to need some help from Rockford East at the free throw line. The E-Rabs are making the important free throws, I guess, in this one.
Yeah, that's true. They were just warming up to this point, right?
Yep. Didn't need them earlier when they were up 15, but now, making sure they ice the game and take care of business here. They're making them.
Samuel is at the free throw line for 2 shots.
You think back to all those early fouls that Althoff had in the 3rd quarter. That doesn't help them because they're in double bonus for the rest of the way.
Yeah, and a miss. One more chance here for JT Samuels.
Got to get the ball to Lewis if you're Althoff if he misses or makes it.
He does make it. And here come the Crusaders into 3-point land, and that one's good. Once again from Lucius Dones.
How about that?
Back
Two
to
big
back,
threes.
yeah.
2 big threes for Lucius Dones there. He hasn't done much this game. Oh, it's a throwaway.
4-point lead for Rockford, and now Althoff's going to get the ball back.
Wow. Out of all the games that have been a big deal and a big games today, I would not have expected for Althoff to be the team that has come back.
Earl Liverpool triggers the inbound pass, does so underneath the basket for Lewis, off the glass, good for 2.
Greg Lieb doesn't have any timeouts, so this clock will run.
And they're going to have to foul, and they finally do. He's like, what do I got to do to foul?
Yeah,
Punch
I know,
him?
exactly. Yes, exactly. Big free throws here for JT Samuels now.
2-point game.
Wow.
It was 21-point lead a little while ago. Man, oh man.
That is nuts, but it's I would just say personally, especially in these types of tournament games where this is going to decide if you're in the winners or losers bracket, I'm keeping my best team out there. And Rockford East just put in their B team. They were up 10, up 15, put in their B team trying to get their players experience, and Althoff never gave up.
No,
Credit to
not.
the Crusaders in that department. 2 big shots coming here. Huge.
First
one. Wow.
No good.
Wow. You could tell it was going off to the right from our angle here.
So even
and
if he
Althoff
makes
is going to have a chance
even if he
to
makes
tie
this
or
one,
win.
yeah, it's a one-possession game.
And again, no timeouts for Greg Lieb, which means Althoff is going to have to take this one, make or miss.
Another try here at the free throw line by JT Samuels. 11.5 seconds to go here in this fourth quarter, and that one is good. So it is a 3-point, one-possession game. 30-second timeout for Roy Sackmaster, and I think we're just going to keep it right here for this one. I'm not going to go anywhere to see how this one ends.
Yeah, well, obviously you need a 3. And if I'm Althoff, I'm thinking, well, first of all, I'm very surprised that Sackmaster called the timeout there. If I'm Althoff, gives Greg
Lieb
Lieb
time to talk about it.
A very experienced head coach has an opportunity to drop a play.
Yeah.
I'm looking for maybe Lucius Dones. Jordan Lewis is still a good 3-point shooter, and so, or actually Jordan Lewis isn't a great 3-point shooter, so you probably don't want to give the ball to him.
Well, Dones has just hit back-to-back three-pointers.
Yeah, you definitely want to try to get it to him. That's probably who the Rockford East is keying on right now. But he gets the opportunity to drop a play here, and this would just be incredible if the Crusaders were able to come all the way back and tie this, and maybe a little OT action here.
It's already incredible they got it back this far.
Yes, absolutely. Especially because it looked so similar to the Consolation Championship last year. It looked like Rockford East was just going to go through and take care of business, and Rockford East was taking care of business for the majority of this game. But Althoff said, we're not giving up. Even with our best player out, we're going to continue to play here and give this team a real game at the end.
Patton Lieb will trigger the inbound pass. He does so to Dones. Dones runs into a little trouble, and that might just do it right there. That's a steal that is very reminiscent of what Althoff was doing in the first half to get themselves into a deficit.
Well, goodness gracious, Todd. I had said this earlier when it didn't look like, they had the 6-7 point lead, Rockford East, and I thought this game was over. But you think about the turnovers, the points in the paint, the missed offensive. You're thinking about if you just got a couple more defensive rebounds, this is a different game right now.
Yep.
And you just think about that. Those are the little things that are happening. And, wow, okay.
JT Samuels misses another one.
But 2.4 seconds left. It's going to have to be a miracle prayer.
He's going to have to miss
here. Yep.
If he makes this one, it's over with because it's a 2-possession game, and you can't get 2 possessions in 2.4 seconds.
They're going to have a shot here, I think, Althoff maybe.
And he misses. Here is Lieb at the buzzer. Oh, just falls a little short. Almost skimmed the bottom of that scoreboard hanging over midcourt here, and that was a really fun game.
Oh, wow. Unbelievable, fantastic game. Great comeback by the Crusaders. And unfortunately, they just had a couple too many turnovers, a couple too many fast break points allowed. Althoff's a good team. Obviously, they didn't need Taylor Powell. It was a brilliant performance today by Jordan Lewis. 32 points. That's not going to get beat, I don't think, tonight by any other player that's going to play. And regardless, Althoff, I think, the fight, the passion that they have was really shown on display tonight. There's very few teams that would have done something like that, especially with Althoff, with circumstances going against them. And that's what a good head coach and a great, well-coached team does. And that just goes to show you how well-coached Althoff is by Greg Lieb. But it just didn't happen for them today.
That is Matt Clark. My name is Todd Duke. We take a break. Collinsville and Oakville will be coming your way next on the K-Hawk Sports Network.